big right hand.
Big cut.
By Rampage Jackson.
And that's it. That is all she wrote for Ortiz right there.
Danielle Taylor throwing some heavy shots and ends the fight. Cutler is out. Insane airplane toss by Charles Krazy.
Landed takedowns. Huge knees. Two huge knees.
And there she is, Ronda Rousey making her pro debut in excellent fashion. Jamie Colleen just destroying. Cutler says, no more, I'm out. And a quick look at our rules of combat based on 3 5-minute rounds and, of course, 5 5-minute rounds for championship bouts. And, of course, in the amateur division, that changed to 3 3-minute rounds. And, of course, 5 3-minute rounds for championship bouts in the amateur division. It's based on the 10-point must system, judging criteria. And to get things started, we'll go ahead and throw it to the cage.
Here we go, King of the Cage fight fans. The following contest is in the bantamweight division, scheduled for 3 rounds and being brought to you by Lucas Oil and General Tire. Introducing your fighters first, fighting out of the blue corner. Formally introducing all 3 men. The referee, Ben Wilson, will be refereeing today. And now fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks trimmed in white. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, he weighed in at 145 pounds. He's a freestyle mixed martial artist, bringing with him to the cage a record of 8 wins and 9 losses. Fighting out of and representing Omaha, Nebraska, ladies and gentlemen, this is David the Savage Steinecke. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red General Tire corner, wearing the multicolored trunks. Standing 5 feet 3 inches tall, he weighed in at 145 pounds. He comes to the cage representing Elite Boxing Academy of Mason City, Iowa. He is a wrestling specialist, bringing with him to the cage an even record of 2 wins and 2 losses. Fighting out of and representing Chicago, Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Derrick Rasta Warrior Young. Referee Ben Wilson with fight instruction.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. You got any questions for me, David? Derrick, you got any questions? All right, when we come out, let's give them a show. Touch them up. Let's do this.
Round number 1, here we are. David Steinecke versus Derrick Young.
Derrick Young coming out 2-2. Steinecke, obviously the taller fighter at 7-9.
Taking that position in center cage.
Big overhand right missing. In for the shot is Steinecke. Derrick Young is a short, powerful guy.
Steinecke trying to take that leg, but Young is quick to defend.
And a scramble into side control is Young. North-south position.
Young utilizing that wide chest to really put all that weight and pressure down onto Steinecke, making it very hard for him to improve his situation.
Steinecke just holding on right now. Young content to try and rip that left hand out of there.
Young maintaining his position. Steineke trying to alleviate this pressure.
Steineke just content to hold on, maybe looking for a stand-up. Derrick Young with a couple right hands to the breadbasket.
Just to add to that uncomfortability he's already creating.
Finally whipping around. Derrick Young trying to drop bombs now. Steineke marching forward.
They'll exchange a couple of shots before they're now back clinched up against the cage.
Steineke with some cage control here. Good pressure up against the cage. Young just strapping, trying to slide out the side door.
Steineke looking to throw some knees.
Couple inside knees from Young.
Young defending from against the fence. Steineke just looking for that opportunity to get the takedown.
Big uppercut from Steineke to the
Big knee
breadbasket.
from Young.
Out the back door goes Young, and a big right hand, then slips underneath the right hand.
Looks like both fighters will reset here on the stand-up. Young getting a chance to do some damage, but Steineke quickly putting Young right up against the fence once again, and that is it for the first round. Let's take a quick look at the replay.
Let's take a look at this replay. Derrick Young just marching forward, but immediately putting pressure. Steineke into that north-south position, was stagnant for a little bit, but working his way back up to his knees. Steineke back to his feet.
Derrick Young, I think, getting some points for control here. However, Steineke was able to defend very well and reset when he needed to. We'll see how this plays out coming up here in round number 2.
And here we go, touching gloves. Steineke marching forward with some wild right, left, right. Big overhand right. Derrick Young puts it on him, backing out. Catches Steineke with another right.
Young really picking his shots and making sure they're accurate.
Steineke with his hands down. Young failing to capitalize. Young ducking underneath, trying to close the gap, changing elevation.
Young now going in low, and it looks like he lost his mouthpiece there.
Steineke with a good trip, now giving up his back. Into half guard is Derrick Young.
Locking up that leg there.
Stepping around, but letting Steineke back up. Overhand right barely misses by Young.
Derrick Young now picking him up, gets the slam. Steineke now working from his back. Young continues to pursue forward.
Steineke doing a good job of retaining half guard. Back to full guard he goes. Young's corner begging for him to posture up and deliver some punches. Couple short, choppy left hands by Young. Steineke with a closed guard. You're not getting out of this position with the closed guard. You're going to have to move, set something up, try a submission, something. Just completely flat on your back, which is absolutely not where you want to be. And there's a triangle set up. Slipping out of it is Young.
Continuing to pursue Steineke.
Young just bashing away from the guard of Stenicky.
Young doing a good job staying busy here.
Stenicky just content from his back. See if he can set up that high guard again. Backing out now is Young, letting Stenicky back up. Left hook connect by Stenicky. Now they're just bashing away.
Young gets shaken just for a second there. Now they're exchanging blows back and forth.
Stenicky on top. See if he can do something with this arm triangle. He might run out of time, 10 seconds, and there's a tap.
I guess I must have mistaken that calmness for just a siphoning of energy. Stenicky turns things around and gets the win against Derrick Young. Wow, what a great performance from Stenicky there. It was almost unexpected at first. I had thought it was a loose grip and Young was just trying to control his breathing and stay calm, but let's take a quick look at the replay and just relive that really quick. See, both of these fighters were coming off just as explosive, if not more, than they did in the first round. Derrick Young was doing a great job in the beginning. However, Stenicky was really able to dish out some more damage this round. And, you know, right there, Young was able to land that takedown, was able to gain some points in control and kind of move the situation in his favor. However, Stenicky was quickly able to turn things around out of nowhere and lock up that choke. Stay tuned for the final announcement.
Gentlemen, clap your hands for both of the fighters. Your tap out came at 2 minutes 52 seconds of the second round for your winner by Anaconda choke submission, David the Savage Stenicky. Sloan, Iowa. Are you ready for another fight? Say yes, sir. Here we go. First, making his way out to the Lucas Oil blue corner. Please put your hands together for Jay Mcgregor.
Jay Mcgregor now making his way to cage side. Mcgregor hails from Sioux City, Iowa, and stands at 5 feet 7 inches tall. Currently fighting out of the 145-pound weight class, his amateur MMA record stands at 4 wins and 5 losses. Mcgregor has been passing up the ranks here at King of the Cage in the amateur division, definitely showing promise for the professional division in the future. Mcgregor is a great brawler, great stand-up guy to watch and fight. He can handle himself on the ground, very diverse fighter. Loft trains out of Casio MMA in Sioux City, Iowa. There he trains in kickboxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and wrestling. So he's got a great stand-up background in kickboxing, and then Muay Thai is definitely going to have those kicks to offer in the cage with some real power behind him. And if things get taken down to the ground, well, he can always rely on his BJJ and wrestling. Jay Mcgregor heads into the cage.
And his opponent, making his way out to the General Tire red corner, this is Jimmy Whitmore.
Now making his way to cage side, Jimmy Whitmore. Whitmore hails from Sioux City, Iowa, and stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall. Currently fighting out of the 145-pound weight class, his amateur MMA record stands at 2 wins and 1 loss. Whitmore looking to pick up his 3rd win in the cage here tonight. Whitmore is much more of a stand-up brawler, as we've seen in some previous fights. So I'm sure we're all hoping for a good brawl there in the cage. But who knows? Jay Mcgregor might change things up with the elevation and take it down to the ground. All depends how things play out. Whitmore trains out of Duval MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There he considers his style a freestyle technique. So he's really just training in an unorthodox manner. He's going to be possibly striking in places that you're not going to expect, trying out moves that you're not traditionally going to expect. We'll see what he has in store. Jimmy Whitmore gets into the cage.
Here we go, fight fans. The following bantamweight contest is scheduled for 3 rounds and being brought to you by MAV TV and Winnevegas Casino Resort. Introducing your fighters first, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing the gray trunks trimmed in black, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, he weighed in at 145 pounds. He comes to the cage representing KOTC MMA. He is a kickboxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and wrestling specialist with a record of 4 wins and 5 losses. Fighting out of and representing Sioux City, Iowa. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Jay Mcgregor. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the orange trunks trimmed in black. Standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, he weighed in at 145 pounds. He comes to the cage representing Duval MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a freestyle mixed martial artist, coming to the cage with a record of 2 wins and 1 loss. Also fighting out of Sioux City, Iowa, ladies and gentlemen, here is Jimmy the Innocent Devil Whitmore. Referee Bruce Allen with fight instruction.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the back. I expect a clean, fair fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Jay, do you have any questions? Jimmy, do you have any questions? Touch them up now if you wish, and let's do this.
Round 1. Let's get it started. Jay Mcgregor versus Jimmy Whitmore.
Whitmore just barely getting out of the way of that big overhand right of McGregor's.
Whitmore remaining patient.
McGregor with inside leg kick.
McGregor staying light on his feet and really throwing with power.
McGregor with a wild overhand right again, just comes bum rushing in. Barroom style. Caught in a little bit of a choke here.
Whitmore remaining calm, staying patient. Moving away from the fence.
Inside knee from Whitmore. McGregor not looking comfortable in this position at all. Couple knees. Let's see if Whitmore can't snap him down, and he does. One arm in, choke.
Not letting go, but Jay Mcgregor forces his way out. Now gaining a little bit of elevation here. Trying to pass the guard of Whitmore.
Doing a good job of slipping out of that is McGregor. McGregor can't flatten him out and gain the side control here, pop his head out. Stepping over into the mount is McGregor. Pops his head out. Let's see if he can do something with this.
Whitmore now ends up on top. McGregor now working from his back.
Trying to set up a triangle of his own is McGregor. See if he can't underhook that right leg. Switch this up. He needs to get his hips out of there. Over the shoulder, he's not finishing. I'd switch that up to armbar right now. Chooses not to. If he takes that left hand and underhooks that left leg, he'll get a better position.
He's almost got it, but Whitmore's just maneuvering out of it.
And there, he's getting his hips out, getting a little bit better. Could go omoplata.
Mcgregor trying to set this in. This is a very dangerous situation for Whitmore. He's going to have to be very patient and calm.
Going to have to control that left arm of Whitmore. And there's a tap. Wow, Mcgregor.
Jay Mcgregor takes the win. Great performance on McGregor's part. Was able to execute that triangle choke there perfectly. Took a little bit of time, but he looked very determined from the very beginning that he wanted to get this win. He looked much more of the aggressive opponent, much more energetic. Let's take a look at the replay.
Let's look at that overhand right. McGregor just comes flying in. Zero technique whatsoever. Dropping down into this pulling guard. Whitmore looked like he was dominating, but then all of a sudden McGregor switches it up on him, goes triangle choke.
Your tap out came at 2 minutes 34 seconds of the first round for your winner by triangle choke submission, Jay McGregor. Sloan, Iowa, are you ready for another fight? Say yeah! That's what I like to hear. Here we go, everybody. First, the fighter making his way out to the blue Lucas Oil corner. This is Dominic Martin.
Dominic Martin now making his way to the cage. Martin hails from Cleveland, Ohio, and stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall. Currently fighting out of the 140-pound weight class, his amateur MMA record stands at 14 wins and 9 losses. Martin is one of our most experienced amateurs here at King of the Cage. He's got a very extensive record right now in the amateur division. Again, definitely somebody to be looking out with into the pro division very soon. Martin looking to pick up his 15th win here tonight. He trains out of Nashville MMA and Team Sean Hammonds. Martin trains in a very diverse field of techniques. He trains the ground, trains in the stand-up, tries to make himself a very well-rounded fighter. I guess it'll all have to depend on what kind of mood he's in tonight. Whether or not we're going to get another brawl or if we're going to see things go down to the ground. So far, we've had a very exciting night of fights. Let's hope to keep the train rolling. Dominic Martin heads into the cage.
And his opponent, making his way out to the red General Tire corner, please welcome Ricky Ortiz.
Now making his way to cage side, Ricky Ortiz. Ortiz hails from Orange City, Iowa, and stands at 5 feet 7 inches tall. Also fighting out of the 140-pound weight class, his current amateur MMA record stands at 5 wins and 3 losses. Although not as experienced as Martin, Ortiz has been making waves in the amateur division, coming up on a nice streak of wins. Looking to pick up his 6th win here tonight. Ortiz trains out of One Combat Academy in Sioux City, Iowa. There he practices wrestling and boxing techniques. Ortiz is also a very well-rounded fighter. He's great on the ground, great on the stand-up. We'll see if both of these fighters opt to brawl here tonight or take it down to the ground as Ricky Ortiz heads into the cage.
Here we go, King of the Cage fight fans. The following contest is scheduled for 3 rounds in the bantamweight division. Formally introducing all 3 men in this cage, starting with your referee, Mr. Bruce Allen. Now, fighting out of the blue Lucas Oil corner, wearing dark gray trunks trimmed in black, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, he weighed in at 145 pounds. He's a freestyle mixed martial artist, coming to the cage representing Nashville MMA and Team Sean Hammonds. With a record of 14 wins and 9 losses, fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, ladies and gentlemen, here is the Heat, Dominic Martin. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red General Tire corner, wearing gray trunks trimmed in black. Standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, he weighed in at 145 pounds. He's a wrestling and boxing specialist, coming to the cage representing One Combat Academy, with a record of 5 wins and 3 losses. Fighting out of and representing Orange City, Iowa, ladies and gentlemen, here is Ricky Ortiz. Referee Bruce Allen with fight instruction.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Fight clean, fight fair, fight hard. Dominic, do you have any questions? Ricky, do you have any questions? Touch them up now if you wish, and let's do this.
Round 1, Dominic Martin and Ricky Ortiz. Ricky Ortiz has his hands full. Dominic Martin coming out at 14-9 in the southpaw position.
Both fighters testing out the water, being cautious. Martin coming off with some heat. He moves in, dishes out some damage. Ortiz returning fire. Both fighters just going back and forth at one another. Martin ends up on the ground on his back. Ortiz now pressing forward.
Martin working that high guard. Trying to push off with that left leg on the hip, sets up the arm bar. Ripping the arm out here is Ortiz, see if he can't get around. They're trying to work a go-go plata right here. Dominic Martin might have Ortiz caught. We haven't seen one of these submissions in a long time. The go-go is doing work on Ortiz, finally pops out. How's that for a loose guard? Martin is crafty, trying to dig an armbar out of there. And had it. Ortiz steps around, doing a good job of defending back into the half guard, spider guard of Dominic Martin. Dominic is just crafty on the ground. Wow, just pushing him off as Ortiz just backing off, letting him up. And that's probably a good idea. He had to defend 4 or 5 submissions there. And a couple of them he probably doesn't see regularly.
Throwing some solid strikes at Ortiz. Ortiz puts up his guard, now swinging back. Ooh, lands a big one on Ortiz. He's not going to be able to take too much more than that, and Ortiz goes for the takedown. Ortiz now getting the takedown, but Dominic Martin not giving up and holding on. Definitely did some damage and definitely hurt Ortiz there.
choke could be in there deep. Martin might finish this thing if he ends up on top right here. Pulling guard. Doing a good job of popping out. Ricky Ortiz.
I think Martin feels a lot more comfortable when it comes to the stand-up. He's able to dish out a lot of damage in a very short period of time.
Dominic Martin just dominating this round.
And that's it.
All right, let's take a look at this replay. Martin with the high kick, overhand right, barely missing, inside knee. These guys came out of the gate on fire. Ortiz firing back, that's a good takedown. But Dominic Martin had a little surprise for him on the ground. He threw a go-go applaud on him, haven't seen that in a while. This choke looked like that might have a little something on it.
Let's see how this continues. Round number 2.
And out they come. 1-2, nice right at the gut from Ricky Martin. Ricky Ortiz just coming in. Needs to establish that 1-2. He's had 2 of them this round already.
Both fighters taking much more of a cautious approach here. And Dominic Martin goes down to the ground early. Ortiz looking to capitalize here.
Covering up like he's hurt. Dominic Martin finally grabs him and holds him into a full guard. Trying to get his bearings straight right now.
Ortiz now just looking to fire. Throwing repeated shots at Martin. Martin just trying to defend here. And he's not swinging back.
Martin in all kinds of trouble. Not really getting hit, but in danger of having to stop because he's just not defending himself. Ortiz just bashing, and that's it. Ricky Ortiz.
Let's take a look at the replay.
Let's take a look at this again. Overhand right misses, get caught on the way in. And this was just all Ricky Ortiz in this round. Just smashing away, just has Martin pinned up against the cage, and there was nothing he could do at this point. Just a dominating round for Ortiz.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, please, for both of the fighters in this cage. Referee Bruce Allen steps in to stop the contest at 1 minute 22 seconds of the second round for your winner by referee stoppage due to strikes TKO, Ricky Ortiz.
So this fight camp, I almost doubled my training hours. It was about 20 to 30 hours a week, Victorious MMA. A lot of one-on-one time with my coach, Victor Torres, also king of the cage fighter, and Rachel Irvin, who's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu and just amazing to train with. And so we did a lot of one-on-ones, as well as a lot of jiu-jitsu classes and Muay Thai. And yeah, it's been a really good camp, about 20 to 30 hours since August.
It doesn't really matter who the opponent is. When I think about Megan Penning as an opponent, she's no different than anyone else. I'm going to do the same thing I would do if I fought anybody. So
I don't really feel a lot of pressure coming into this fight because I've actually ring girled here twice, and I know the crowds here in Sloan, they love the fights. So I know it's going to be like a lot of crowd cheering, and it'll be hyping us up. And it's almost even better that both of us are flying in. There's no hometown person anymore.
Well, I train year-round. I'm training every single day, so I'm always ready to take a fight whenever a fight comes up.
So after tonight's bout, I am flying straight to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I'm going to be training with Tom Vaughn's camp, Fit NHB. no holds barred, and with the KOTC 105-pound champ Jamie Henshaw and Nico Montano and Tim and Brenda Memes. It's going to be a great camp, and then I'll be fighting in Albuquerque December 2, so check it out.
My fans and everyone can expect from me as a fighter to be aggressive and be moving forward the whole time and finish the fight pretty fast.
Christy, thank you so much for taking this fight last minute. I hope you're ready to put on a show. I am.
Megan Penning, I hope you're excited for a tough fight. It's going to be an exciting one for the fans, and thanks for taking it on short notice.
Here we go, fight fans, bringing out the ladies for another undefeated King of the Cage matchup. First, making her way out to the Lucas Oil blue corner, this is Megan Penning.
Now making her way to the cage side, Megan Penning. Penning hails from Grand Haven, Michigan, and stands at 5 feet 1 inch tall. Currently fighting out of the 120-pound division, Penning's amateur MMA record stands at 1 win and 0 losses. Although she is new here at King of the Cage, Penning has racked up quite the following. She's as graceful as she is powerful in the cage. And so far the fans are loving it. We'll see if she can pick up that second win here tonight. Penning trains out of Victorious MMA in Troy, Michigan. There she primarily practices in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but she can keep around in the stand-up as well. It's also noted that she has trained with the likes of Jamie Henshaw, the King of the Cage champion here, and spent a 2-month training camp with Tom Vaughn's Fit NHB. Megan Penning heads into the cage.
And her opponent, making her way out to the General Tire red corner. Please welcome Christy Garr.
Christy Garr now making her way to the cage side. Garr hails from Goodrich, Michigan, and stands at 5 feet tall. Currently fighting out of the 120-pound weight class, her amateur MMA record stands at 3 wins, 0 losses. She's looking to keep that streak going here, pick up her 4th win tonight. Garr has been climbing the ranks aggressively through the amateur division. She is definitely a very promising fighter for the future. She also holds a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and trains out of Scorpion Fighting Systems in Brighton, Michigan. Garr also has experience with college wrestling, so that's definitely going to play into her style if things get taken down to the ground. Christy Garr heads into the cage.
Here we go, King of the Cage fight fans. The following contest is being brought to you by MAV TV, Tapatio Meat Snacks, and Winnevegas Casino Resort, scheduled for 3 rounds. Introducing your fighters. First, fighting out of the Lucas Oil blue corner, wearing the multicolored trunks trimmed in black. Standing 5 feet 1 inch tall, she weighed in at 120 pounds. She's a freestyle mixed martial artist representing Victorious MMA. She comes to the cage undefeated with a record of 1 win and no losses. Fighting out of and representing Grand Haven, Michigan, ladies and gentlemen, here is Megan Penning. Her opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red General Tire corner, wearing gray trunks, standing 5 feet tall. She's weighed in at 120 pounds. She's a wrestling specialist representing Scorpion Fighting Systems. She comes to the cage also undefeated with a record of 3 wins and no losses. Fighting out of and representing Goodrich, Michigan, ladies and gentlemen, here is Christy Garr. Referee Bruce Allen with final fight instructions.
All right, ladies, we went over the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Fight clean, fight fair, fight hard. You have 3 rounds to fight. Megan, do you have any questions? Do you have questions? No? Christy, do you have any questions? All right, touch them up now. Let's do this.
Round number 1. Here we are. One of our co-feature bouts of the night, Megan Penning versus Christy Garr.
And there's an immediate shot. What a great shot from Garr. Immediately into side control. Penning doing a good job of sneaking one knee in there, regaining guard.
Garr continues to press forward.
Garr stuffing her against the cage.
Making some good headway here early in the round.
Seeing Garr with some good poundage right there, just getting some leverage in there. Trapping his Penning. Garr needs to put some pressure on Penning's head, create some distance, get those hips down, posture up, and rain down some punches. There's some good punches. There's some power behind these things. Working that high guard is Penning now, trying to set something up. Garr needs to get those knees back down to the ground and posture up. There she goes. Now she has some leverage to get some good punches off. Garr doing a great job of stuffing Penning in there. Penning trying to get out, sneaking her way up the cage, and there's a good reversal straight into mount.
Garr turns, and now Penning trying to take the back.
And Penning just trying to get those hooks in, but the power of Garr just throws her off. I'll tell you what, at 120 pounds, Garr is powerful.
Penning now working to wiggle her way out of this position. Garr continues to press forward, using her environment to her advantage.
Garr doing a good job of staying in that half guard. Garr stepping over, trying to get that arm bar. Oh, and that's deep. That's in there deep. I don't know if she's getting out of that. Doing a good job of stepping over is Penning. That's perfect technique. She's gonna slip that arm out of there. Beautiful defense by Penning. That went in there deep. Garr got a little overzealous, rolled a little bit too much. End of round 1.
Let's take a quick look at the replay. Very explosive performance from Christy Garr. Right off the bat, she went for that single leg takedown, managed to get it, and from there she pretty much dominated Penning on the ground.
Just dominating wrestling right there, but ending up on top was Penning. But towards the end here, Garr just powers her way right out of that. Obviously, Garr has a good wrestling background. Steps over into this armbar. If she'd have chosen to go belly down, that might have been finished.
We'll see if Garr can keep up the aggression coming up here in round number 2.
Christina Garr and Megan Penning.
Penning already starting off with a little bit more movement, looking a little more combat ready. Garr goes in low again, tries to get that takedown.
Possible triangle set up here from Penning.
Penning just dealing some punishment, gaining back on that lost time from the first round, definitely racking up some more points for damage.
Penning trying to soften up Garr right here.
Penning continues to just pummel Christy Garr. Garr just out of arm's reach to do any damage back to Penning. Oh, and now Garr uses force to try to get rid of this issue. Manages to get a little slam against Penning there, but Penning remains tightened up.
But that might have did her more harm than good. Penning in a little better position with those legs to finish this triangle. If she can swoop around off of this cage and underhook that leg, she might get her hips out of there where she can finish this thing. Doing a good job of fighting that off as Garr. Penning looked like she's getting ready to set that up to go the opposite direction.
Christy Garr looking for any angle she can get to help her get out of this situation.
Penning's corner begging her to switch it up to armbar. Go omoplata. Oh, and all kinds of trouble now is Garr. That could have been a fatal mistake, doing a good job of wrapping that arm underneath. But this triangle might be a little bit deep. Penning wants to push that arm across. If she could push Garr's arm across, she might be able to finish this thing right now.
Taking her time, letting Garr get sunk into the, oh, and there's some extra shots, and that's it to close it out. Great performance by Megan Penning. Let's take a look at the replay.
1-2, Garr's hands are down. Doing a good job of changing elevation right there. Beautiful shot, but gets trapped in this triangle for at least a minute and a half, and Penning just...
And was able to start dishing out that damage and lock in that triangle as early as possible.
This contest came to a halt at 2 minutes, 19 seconds of the second round for your winner by technical submission triangle choke, Megan Penning. Here we go, King of the Cage fight fans. The following contest is a professional matchup scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Formally introducing all 3 men in this cage, starting with your referee, Bruce Allen. Now introducing your fighters first, fighting out of the Lucas Oil blue corner, wearing red trunks, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, he weighed in at 170 pounds. He's a boxing and wrestling specialist, coming to the cage representing Elite Boxing Academy with a record of 5 wins and 2 losses, with 3 of those big wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Mason City, Iowa, by way of Chicago, Illinois, ladies and gentlemen, here is Darius Beast Mode Flowers. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the General Tire red corner, wearing black trunks, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, he weighed in at 170 pounds. He's a wrestling and boxing specialist representing Finney MMA. He comes to the cage with a record of 6 wins and 5 losses, with 1 of those wins coming by way of submission. Fighting out of and representing St. Louis, Missouri, ladies and gentlemen, here is Josh Weston. Referee Bruce Allen with co-main event fight instructions.
All right, gentlemen, this is a professional fight. We went over the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Fight clean, fight fair, fight hard. Darius, do you have any questions? Josh, do you have any questions? Touch him up now if you wish. Let's do this.
Here we are, round number 1. Our next co-feature of the night, Darius Flowers versus Josh Weston.
Oh, it's a big overhand right from Flowers over the top of Weston's jab, and again. I'll tell you what, Weston better keep his hands up. Flowers is looking crisp tonight.
Flowers defending a takedown.
Flowers slipping underneath that left hook. There's a good jab by Weston. Better keep his chin down though. That counter right hand from Flowers is devastating. Beautiful head movement from Flowers.
Flowers taking his time, making use of that head movement. Dodging those hits, Flowers moves in.
Flowers throws a leg kick, gets trapped. Weston pressuring with double underhook, see if he can't change elevation here. Flowers doing a good job of getting out the fence. Quick left hook, overhand right, catch him right and straight right, drops Weston. Flowers is just saying, get up. Another straight right, drops him again. I don't know what Weston's doing on his feet. Right uppercut from Flowers, left hook, drops him again. I don't know what this ref's doing. He should have stopped this fight. Flowers is like, get up. Feeling bad. And a left hook drops him again. And finally, the towel comes in. Darius Flowers with a dominating fight. Sloppy, a lazy jab, beautiful head movement. Darius Flowers, left hook, catches square. Weston with the jab. Overhand right, tags him. Flowers steps back.
And when Flowers fights, he really just drives through his opponents with such force, reminiscent of even Mike Tyson.
This contest came to a halt at 1 minute 47 seconds of the first round for your winner by corner stoppage TKO, Darius Beast Mode Flowers.
I don't know much about him. I know he's a stand-up fighter, I believe. I've only seen him fight once, so I don't know too much. I trained really hard for this fight. I did a lot of strength and conditioning, you know. I did a lot of different stuff, but also stuck to the same MMA background that I've been training in. Yeah, last time I fought, I feel like I was missing a lot of things, but I capitalized on that this training camp and really focused on the things I was missing, and I think that you're going to see the changes for sure. I just want to keep climbing the ranks after this fight, you know. I just want to focus on this fight, get a W, and just, yeah, keep climbing the ranks. I haven't thought about anybody else. I'm focusing on Ed Smith and what he brings, and after that, then we'll focus on what's next. And hopefully that takes control, and you'll see.
Winnevegas Casino Resort. Are you ready for the King of the Cage main event of the evening? Here we go, introducing your main event fighters into the cage. First, making his way out to the blue Lucas Oil corner, this is Ed Smith.
Ed Smith now making his way to cage side. Smith hails from Imperial, Missouri, and stands at 5 feet 11 inches tall. He's currently fighting out of the 170-pound weight class, and his pro MMA record stands at 6 wins, 9 losses. Smith came off of an impressive amateur career, ending with 5 wins and 0 losses, undefeated. Smith looking to pick up his 7th professional win here tonight against his opponent, Kyle Ingram. Smith trains at Arnold BJJ in Missouri. There he practices his own ground game technique rooted in wrestling. Smith most likely is going to be trying to take things down to the ground. His opponent, Kyle Ingram, is known for his devastating stand-up. So Smith feeling a little bit more comfortable with that wrestling background will most likely be going for the takedown early on. However, Angerman has been training in that ground game ever since his last loss. And it's going to be a very interesting match. I think a nice test for both of these fighters to really display their skill. Ed Smith heads into the cage.
And his opponent, making his way out to the General Tire red corner. Please welcome Kyle Ingram.
Kyle Ingram now approaching the cage side. Ingram hails from Sioux City, Iowa, and stands at 6 feet 1 inch tall. Now, Ingram is known to be a fan favorite in this area. He's got quite the reputation as the classic knockout fighter. His current pro MMA record stands at 4 wins and 1 loss. He came off of a very impressive amateur MMA record that went undefeated, 7 wins. Angerman looking to prove the new skills and techniques that he has added to his arsenal here in the cage tonight. Angerman trains out of Iowa Martial Arts and Pinnacle Jiu-Jitsu. Now, Angerman has a lot of wrestling background dating all the way back to high school. Definitely a devastating fighter when it comes to the pickups and the slams, the trips. He's a very agile opponent, and he can deal a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. Angerman looking to pick up his 5th professional win here tonight against his opponent, Ed Smith. Kyle Ingram makes his way into the cage.
Here we go, King of the Cage fight fans. The following contest is your main event of the evening. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, this contest is being brought to you by Tapatio Meat Snacks, Lucas Oil, General Tire, and Mav TV. Introducing the 3 men in this ring at the time. First, your referee, Bruce Allen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your main event fighters. First, fighting out of the blue Lucas Oil corner, wearing black trunks, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, he weighed in at 170 pounds. He's a wrestling specialist, making his way to the cage representing Arnold Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, with a record of 6 wins and 9 losses. Fighting out of Imperial, Missouri, ladies and gentlemen, here is the man, the myth, Ed the Smashing Machine Smith. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red General Tire corner, wearing white trunks trimmed in black, standing 6 feet 1 inch tall. He weighed in at 170 pounds. He's a wrestling and grappling specialist representing Iowa Martial Arts and Pinnacle Jiu-Jitsu. With a record of 4 wins and only 1 loss, fighting out of and representing Sioux City, Iowa. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Kyle Ingram. Referee Bruce Allen with main event fight instructions.
All right, gentlemen, this is a professional King of the Cage main event of the evening. We went over the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Ed, do you have any questions? Kyle, do you have any questions? Touch them up now if you wish. Let's do this.
Here we are. This is our main event of the evening. Ed Smith versus Kyle Ingram. Let's get it started.
Smith coming out in that southpaw position. Both guys are southpaw.
Kyle Ingram looking to display his new technique and skill that he has picked up since his last loss. Ed Smith looking to stop him.
Angerman just relentless with those kicks, gets tripped and ends up on the ground. Smith trying to step around into half guard.
Angerman now defending.
Angerman with half butterfly, trying to sneak out the back door. Smith trying to flatten out Angerman, and he does. Angerman regaining guard.
Angerman locks up his guard.
Angerman armbar attempt. That looks like that's in there deep.
And it looks like there was a tap.
And that's it, it's over.
Ed Smith looked to have lost his balance there, and it could have meant some serious damage if he had not tapped out.
Quick work and a quick paycheck for Angerman. Let's take a look at it. Started off with some nasty leg kicks, but ends up on his back. Smith seemed to be doing okay, but as soon as Angerman set up this triangle to armbar, it was over. Went straight to armbar, beautiful position.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for both of your main event fighters in this cage. And now for your winner. Your tap out came at 59 seconds of the first round. For your winner by armbar submission, Kyle Ingram.